Everyone deserves health care.
Even illegals?
Every single person in the world deserves
Just for the
health
record,
care.
as a candidate, you're for illegal aliens getting Medicaid.
I think everyone in the world deserves
That's a
health
yes.
care.
That's a yes.
I'm such a
That's a Democratic position.
It is a yes, but
yeah.
It's a Democratic
Everyone in the
position.
world
Illegal
deserves
aliens
health
should
care.
get Medicaid. The beating heart of the Democratic Party right now is, what can we do for illegal aliens?
Oh.
We want to keep them in the
That's not
country.
true.
We don't want them deported. We got to give them health care.
Oh,
That is the
Scott.
reason
That
for
is
the
not
Medicaid
true.
rage. It
That's
is the
not true.
reason for all
I don't
the
know.
rage.
I mean,
It
I
is
think
the
that
beating heart.
That's Republican Scott Jennings expertly highlighting the hypocrisy of Democrats and their lackeys in establishment media for pretending that they don't want to hand out free Medicaid to illegal aliens. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Democrats have fully embraced the healthcare for everyone but Americans agenda. Because when California is spending over $8 billion a year on illegal aliens, while hospitals are overloaded and Americans are losing access, it's clear that something's gone seriously wrong. I mean, the left loves to virtue signal and call it humane, but we all know that it's a slap in the face to taxpayers. Here's Scott Jennings ripping into a smug CNN panel that twisted itself into knots after one of them inadvertently said the quiet part out loud.
But I mean, I mean,
How is this controversial?
How is it controversial?
How is it controversial to think I don't want someone to die in the hospital because they can't afford
Who do you
it?
think pays for health care when undocumented people show up at a hospital? Who pays for that?
We all pay for it.
Exactly.
including
We all
undocumented
pay
people
for
because
it.
they actually contribute.
That's the point. That's the point.
We do realize that
I just wanna
undocumented
remind-
Who pays for the welfare system in this country generally? Taxpayers.
And perhaps,
Are you for it or not?
Can I start my logic train?
Are
with
you for it or not?
My logic train starts with
Just
the fact that
say
I don't
yes.
want to kick 11 million people off
Do you
of
want
Medicaid.
the illegal aliens on or not?
Do I want first of all, do I want undocumented citizens to have
say
health care?
yes.
The answer is yes.
Scott,
Okay.
if someone is
More
undocumented,
Democrats.
do you want them to not get insulin if they're diabetic?
I want Medicaid to exist first and foremost for American citizens who need it. That is what I
What
want.
about second? How about this? When the people that are picking your peaches. Yeah, I'm passionate
Very
about Americans.
passionate for the illegals.
Sorry,
No, I'm passionate for
How dare
Americans.
you want people to be alive? How dare you?
Passionate for the illegals. Bring more.
No, I actually want
But yes,
safe and secure borders.
You need more. To make your vision of America work, we need more illegals who get more benefits. That's your version of America.
No, what I want from America is a place that was promised to us, Scott.
To the illegals?
Like you do. No, it was promised to us. It was promised to us,
who?
not us, me and you, black and white, brown. Scott, do you think that your family was
You were born
here?
here.
You weren't born here, Scott.
I was born in
First of all,
Dawson
where does your family come from? My family wasn't born here. My family was actually from Sierra Leone.
You're making a passionate argument
correct
for a
about
country
what our country's
built on unfettered illegal immigration, and that is not
No,
anywhere
our
near
country,
a politically popular
Our
position.
country is built on immigration, period.
What kind?
Period.
What kind?
Okay.
Oh, and first of all, before we go to commercial, what kind? What kind of immigration was I brought here
You're already
with?
in the hole. You sure you don't want to stop
No,
digging?
because it was slavery. That's not immigration.
Come on.
Well, okay.
Come on, what?
All right, there's a lot to be said.
Come on.
Hold on.
No, but you just can't
We-
say come on when somebody's like, my family was brought here in chains. The answer's not come on.
We're gonna.
You know, when Scott Jennings points out the obvious that Medicaid should be for American citizens, you'd think that wouldn't be controversial. But after decades of radical progressive nonsense, it looks like the left would rather humiliate themselves by trying to justify giving handouts to people who broke our laws to be here than admit that Jennings might have a point. I mean, they aren't even arguing policy anymore. They're running guilt trips. Meanwhile, in California, 1.6 million illegals are on the ridiculous Medi-Cal system, costing taxpayers $8.5 billion a year. That's 22% of their entire general fund. Hospitals are overcrowded, providers are bailing, and citizens, especially the vulnerable, are getting shoved to the back of the line. But hey, as long as liberal elites feel morally superior, they don't care how many actually Americans might get hurt. Here's Jennings speaking more hard truths that they don't want to hear. But hey, as long as liberal elites feel morally superior, they don't care how many actual Americans might get hurt. Here's Jennings speaking more hard truths that they don't want to hear.
Illegals who are not eligible should come off. The work requirements. Look, I'm sorry, but if you're 30 years old and you're playing video games on grandma's couch and you don't want to get up and work, that's a problem for every taxpayer that has to get up and go to work every day. You need to go try to work. If you need this program and you're trying, the program will be there for you. The purpose of the reform is to save it for the people who need it and are trying, not for the illegals and the people who won't work. Period. That is the truth. So you think that the Republican president that just won an overwhelming victory should raise taxes and increase welfare in this country?
I think he should
that is
raise
the most
taxes on.
batshit crazy
I think
thing
he
I've
should
ever
make
heard.
sure he's raising taxes on billionaires so they pay their fair share and not hurting people who are on Medicaid who have enough things to worry about right now.
More Medicaid and more taxes.
I want people to get the health care that they need for their
Illegal
families.
immigrants? You want illegal immigrants to
For
have it?
people who need it and can't afford it, I absolutely want more people to get health care.
Well, Scott, I just want to hang on. I just want
There's 11 million people who are going to lose health care because of
If you're
this
illegal
bill.
and you won't get off grandma's
No,
couch,
it's
you will
not.
lose it.
It's not.
You know, this fake outrage and shell game of transparent denial is apparently all we can expect from the left at this point. It's all just theatrics and emotional blackmail to justify breaking the law. Meanwhile, veterans, seniors, and disabled Americans are suffering the consequences because liberals would rather fund freeloaders than fix the system. Emergency room costs are nearly $1 billion a year. Hospitals are crumbling in sanctuary cities from the strain, and all liberals seem to be concerned with is creating a better invitation for non-citizens to exploit the system. Democrats are bleeding the country dry, and when someone like Trump or Jennings calls it out, they clutch their pearls like he said something outrageous. But the fact of the matter is that they're simply saying what every sane American already knows. But let me know what you think. Should illegal aliens get access to Medicaid while American citizens struggle to get care? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.